मैं तो दिल्ली में रहता हूँ और रेडियो फीजी रेडियो फीजी रोज सुनता हूँ।
रेडियो फीजी 2 देश की धड़कन।
In the news tonight, New Zealand joins forces with Fiji in crime fight. Fijian hospitality makes Jacinta Ardens' day. And Farid's plea over charges deferred.
From the studios of FBC Suva, Jackie Smith.
New Zealand Prime Minister Jacinta Ardern has commended Fiji for its efforts in fighting transnational crime, while detailing an $11 million aid package for the Fiji police force. Ardern confirmed New Zealand's commitment to helping local law enforcement build capacity. Edwin Nund reports.
Following a bilateral meeting with her Fijian counterpart this afternoon, New Zealand Prime Minister Jacinta Ardern detailed a multi-million-dollar program for Fiji police.
We have at our borders seized record amounts of narcotics and the attempts to bring that into New Zealand. And there is a connection between those flows around the Pacific.
This afternoon we held a wide-ranging discussion on how our surging partnership can deliver greater good in the lives of Fijians and New Zealanders alike.
The funding will help set up 3 forensic labs starting May. There will be full-time New Zealand experts working with the Fiji police force, while K9 units will also get some assistance.
We particularly discussed the work we can do together on transnational organised crime. We both, as nations, are facing the scourge of those who seek to profit on the misery of others through drugs like methamphetamine.
Day one of Jacinta Ardern's 3-day trip to Fiji has been a busy public affair, an indication of what's coming over the next 2 days as she engages more with average Fijians and non-government organizations as a sign of New Zealand's relationship with Fiji and her people.
I want to acknowledge the leadership role that Fiji has played within the Pacific, not just within the Pacific but on the world stage as champions for a sustainable Pacific future in the face of the full frontal assault that is climate change.
Fiji and New Zealand are both in the midst of ambitious agendas to revolutionize our citizens' well-being. In Fiji, we have vastly expanded our social safety net to cater for those most vulnerable in Fijian society.
Ardern also visited the National War Memorial in Suva, laying a wreath in a show of respect for Fijians who've lost their lives in the line of duty. She's also extended an invitation from Bainimarama to visit New Zealand soon. Edwin Nund, FBC News.
Meanwhile, the New Zealand Prime Minister and her husband was accorded a traditional welcome ceremony this morning in Suva. They were presented with the sevu-sevu by the Republic of Fiji military force personnel on behalf of the Vanua, with the hope that a visit will be fruitful for both Fiji and New Zealand. Koroi Tandalala with the details.
New Zealand Prime Minister Jacinta Ardern has praised Fijians for their warm welcome and friendliness. During a cover ceremony this morning, Ardern says she felt the Fijian hospitality from the moment she arrived last night.
It's a true honour to be welcomed here in a traditional way. You can see the strength of the hospitality of the Fijian people from the moment we received the welcome to the fact that you present mats to those who have traditionally travelled by sea and may be wet and cold, that you provide food in case those travellers are hungry, that you provide kava and water for those travellers who may be thirsty. It speaks to the importance of hospitality to you, and we feel the warmth of your hospitality, and you share that value as well.
Prime Minister Vorengi Bainimarama and his wife Mary, with cabinet ministers and members of the diplomatic corps, were also present at the event. Following the traditional welcome ceremony, the New Zealand Prime Minister paid a courtesy call to President Major General retired Chiochi Konrote. During the courtesy call, she participated in a tree planting activity outside the President's residence, reaffirming her stand alongside Fiji on the fight against climate change. Meanwhile, the New Zealand Prime Minister also met with opposition members of Parliament this afternoon. Koroi Tantulala, FBC News.
The Suva Magistrates Court today deferred the plea of the former Chief Executive Fijian Holdings Limited, who was charged with 3 counts of indecent assault. Nozab Farid appeared in court this morning. Pranita Prakash reports.
Nozab Farid's lawyer today told the court that he will be making representation to the Office of the Director of Public Prosecution on the charges, and if his plea could be deferred for 6 weeks. The defense counsel also requested if his client's reporting condition could be cancelled. However, the prosecution said they will not be able to cancel the conditions, but variation could be made, which was allowed by the magistrate. Rather than reporting to the Samambula police station every Saturday, Farid will now report on the last Saturday of every month. Farid is alleged to have indecently assaulted a female on 2 separate occasions between June and September last year. It is alleged that he committed the offence in May 2019. The matter has been adjourned to April 15th. Pranita Prakash, FBC News.
The state lawyer today informed the court that they have finalised the pre-trial conference documents with the defence in relation to Mohammed Isuf's case. Isuf is charged with 5 counts of murder and 1 count of attempted murder. It is alleged that he murdered 5 people and dumped their bodies in the Nausori Highlands in Nandi August last year. The state also informed the court that the CCTV footage, which the defence said was not clear, has been viewed and a clear copy has been provided. The matter has been adjourned to March 10th. Up ahead, toddler amongst those having undergone eye operation.
Nadang bawa perasaan kerja, gor keraki, do televisi ono barong na Radio Fiji 1, nandomo ibiti.
Radio Fiji 1, nandomo ibiti.
The Fiji Society for the Blind facilitated 280 successful eye operations last year in partnership with the Rotary Club Taviuni. The society says that non-communicable diseases is one of the major contributors to visual impairment amongst Fijians. Sanyani Boiler reports.
Out of the 280 eye operations facilitated by the Fiji Society for the Blind, 5 were children, with the youngest being a 2-year-old.
The main cause of cataracts, this is due to the aging and also through accident. It also leads to diabetic and hypertension.
Executive Director Barbara Farouk says the partnership had a lot of impact on people in rural areas.
The last few years, close to about 1,000 plus patients have gained their vision through surgery.
The cases that we identified having matured cataracts and pterygium, we refer them to Taviuni and they pay all the costs.
Fiji Society for the Blind began its partnership with the Rotary Club Taviuni in 2010 in an effort to restore sight to Fijians with vision impairments. The partnership continues this year. Sainiani Mboela, FBC News.
Prime Minister Vurenke Bainimarama has praised parents and community members of Lokia Rewa for sharing his passion for education at all stages of life. Bainimarama opened an early childhood education centre at Lokia village yesterday. The Prime Minister says children will develop essential life skills at the centre that they will carry with them throughout primary school, secondary school, tertiary studies and beyond.
Through this ECE centre, the journey of learning will start even earlier for young Fijians who are getting their start here. Who knows where the journey will take them? But one thing is for certain. The opportunities at their feet are greater than at any point in Fijian history.
Meanwhile, Bainimarama also opened the Seventh-day Adventist Early Childhood Classroom in Nandali, Nausori. The new classroom will accommodate close to 20 students from the community and is fully funded by the SDA Church.
Your passion for your children's education is nothing short of an inspiration. Fijian communities who share my government commitment to educating our children play a vital role in our nation's development.
The annual Thurston Food and Music Festival continues to grow every year. This was highlighted by organisers Knox Entertainment, co-director Nokia Kaloni Singa, during the sponsorship signing of the event with Paradise Beverages today. Kaloni Singa, better known as Knox, says this is the 4th year for the festival and it always comes with something for the whole family. He adds that there will also be a live performance by Solomon Island artist Ja Boy at the music festival.
Ja Boy is a household name over the Pacific and over the greater region, and this guy is amazing. I had the privilege of sharing the stage with him a couple of weeks ago in PNG with him and Justin Wellington, and he's really looking forward to coming here.
And it's business time now with Koroi.
Thanks, Jackie. Coming up after the break, farmers urged to invest in aquaculture business. And in growing Fiji, timely assistance to boost agriculture sector. Stay with us.
My name is Neha and I'm from Kadavi, and Mirchi FM, it's hot.
Mirchi FM, it's hot.
The Fisheries Ministry is urging farmers to move to commercial aquaculture. Minister Semi Korila-Visau says many farmers are utilizing aquaculture for food security and not for commercial use. Korila-Visau says there is a growing demand for aquacultural produce in both the local and overseas markets. He adds that it's crucial to make good use of this opportunity.
See, mix of seawater and fresh water becomes brackish water, and that's basically where we can develop a lot of aquaculture. Basically, it has to come from an incentive that is created, that our farmers know that it is a good commercial business to create aquaculture, especially for shrimp and other marine fish.
Sanifa from HFC Bank joins us now with the latest from the world trading markets.
World markets are in a tailspin as coronavirus spreads beyond China. Almost 2,700 people have died in China, and its economy has been paralyzed by lockdown measures imposed to try and halt the virus spread. Supply chains around the world are jammed as China locks down to combat the virus. Stocks have tumbled and bonds have jumped. Expectations of rate hikes in the U.S. have vanished as investors sharply raise bets that the growing fallout from the coronavirus outbreak would prompt U.S. interest rate cuts. In morning trade, the Aussie and Kiwi dollars were creeping up from milestone lows against the greenback. Against a basket of currencies, the US dollar was flat. However, without much good news from the virus, few expect the dollar to go back to its recent strength. That's all from HFC Bank for now. Vinaka.
Here are today's exchange rates as set this morning. With the world stock markets in turmoil over the coronavirus and its effect on trade, the Fiji dollar rose against the Chinese yuan and the US greenback. It made gains on the kina as well, was fairly steady against the Aussie dollar, but lost some ground to the other currencies we cover. Now, commodities were mixed. The price of crude oil dropped just below $52 per barrel. Gold continued to rocket upward to $1,657 per ounce, and silver rose to $18.61 per ounce. In growing Fiji, 5 handheld tractors worth $18,000 were donated by the Indonesian government to the Agriculture Ministry at Koronivia Station yesterday. Minister Dr. Mahendra Reddy says the timely assistance testifies the long-standing relationship between the two countries. Josiah Nanunga reports.
With Fiji's agriculture still developing, these machines will not only boost agricultural productivity, but also assist farmers.
The assistance definitely has contributed to the advancement of agriculture of our country. And as you can see, that Fiji's agriculture sector has deepened, has widened, and has grown. And it's very important that for us to have a robust and resilient agriculture sector, we need to ensure that our agriculture sector is quite a bit broad, also we have the ability to bounce back from any particular shock in a very short period of time.
Indonesian ambassador to Fiji, Benjamin Scott Kennedy, says the two countries have an excellent record of collaboration.
There are many things that still in the agenda that needs to be followed up and needs to be materialized. And Indonesia is committed because we are also an agricultural country. We have most of our people are farmers. So we share the same vision of having our farmers to be in the more productivity and more able to provide the food on the table.
The minister highlighted that the assistance will help the ministry achieve one of its core objectives, which is to commercialize and modernize our agriculture sector. Jose Danunga, FBC News.
That's it from Business Tonight. Jamie Johnson now with the latest from sports.
Nakakuroi and good evening in Sports Tonight. Labour backs his troops.
Bola, I'm Miri, I'm from Lotoka and I love Gold FM because they play all my classic hits.
Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Fiji Airways Sevens coach Gareth Baber believes that if his players perform how they've trained, then they'll be a force to be reckoned with in their respective positions. The 14-member squad includes the likes of Police Sevens enforcer Suliano Boliboli, who will be out to stamp his mark at the Los Angeles Sevens this weekend. Venina Rakautonga with this report.
With just less than 3 weeks of training before heading into the next tournament, the side will rely on their endurance in Los Angeles.
Probably strategized a little bit about that, a week ago or 2 weeks ago, but once you've selected the team and you go into the process of playing in the tournament, you go in there to win a tournament, and I think that you're in a very blessed position if you can strategize about that long term when you're in the tournament. You're firmly fixed on getting wins, and I've picked this squad according to how they've trained. The way that they train gives good indication about whether they're going to put in to win those tournaments, and that's what we'll be doing.
Skipper Ratumeli Dernalangi says the players have proven themselves to rightfully secure a spot.
New player is Suli Boliboli. He already proven himself on the field during training, so we are looking forward to play against him in that level.
Coach Gareth Baber is expected to name his final squad on Friday. Fiji will play their first match against South Korea at 6:51 a.m. on Sunday, France at 9:47 a.m. and Argentina at 1:05 p.m. Venina Rakautonga, FBC Sports.
The Rabbitohs Rugby League team today took time out from training to visit the Treasure House in Nadi ahead of the Melanesian Cup Championship. It was an important visit for the Sambeto-based side, who are passionate as a team to always give back to the Vanua of Nadi. Felipe Nakaso caught up with them and filed this report.
It was a humbling experience for these players today as they learnt the hardships that some of the kids go through at the Treasure House.
We know that it's part of the plan to come and visit the Treasure Home kids today. For today, we can say that we are fortunate and we are blessed, unlike them, without their parents. So we think that we're here today. It's going to boost them and going to be a blessed for them also.
The side will use today's lesson as a motivating factor for the big clash this weekend.
Been receiving more news that it's not going to be only we're not representing the Rabbitohs club, but we're representing Fiji. So as a team that we are hosting the game, it's putting a lot of pressure against us. And yet we need supporters and fans out there to support us. But we believe that we'll play our hearts out on Saturday.
The coaching panel will also be naming their team tomorrow.
Just 3 days away from the game, and we'll be selecting our best 17 that will be taking on the field on Saturday tomorrow.
The Rabbitohs play the Lace Next Tigers this Saturday at Churchill Park in Lotoka. Felipe Naikaso, FBC Sports.
2019 has been a huge year for Fiji Rugby, with many achievements that will be recognized this week at the Fiji Rugby Annual Awards. There are 15 awards up for grabs, including Player of the Year, Team of the Year and Sevens Player of the Year. FRU Chief Executive John O'Connor says it will be a night to recognize the hardworking staff and players under the union banner.
2019 has been a huge year for Fiji Rugby. We celebrated the win from the HSBC 7 Series. Jerry Tuai received the Best Player of Sevens, World Player of Sevens. We also had very competitive domestic competition.
There's been a significant decrease in the number of women bowlers in the country. Bowling Fiji Committee member Philip Lacey says they are putting certain initiatives in place to encourage more women participation, particularly younger women. Tale Materakula with this report.
Philip Lacey says the weather and nature of the sport has contributed to the decrease in numbers of women on the greens.
Lady bowlers in not only this club but throughout Fiji has been reducing over the last few decades as the lady bowlers age. The sport is a physical sport, and that playing bowls, you're walking up and down a green all day long. You're walking about 5 miles a day. It's quite hot in Fiji, as we know, and it can be really difficult for some ladies to stay the test of time and play the game.
He adds, as a way of encouraging more women to take up the sport, Bowling Fiji is constantly holding business house competitions.
What we're doing to promote the lady bowlers in Fiji is we hold business house competitions midweek, and we invite people to come down and play with their fellow employees in a business against other businesses.
Local bowling sensation Nitya Kotesuva says these competitions are vital for the growth of the sport.
We are trying to encourage new bowlers during the business houses to take part in the competitions, so we can build up, especially the younger ones. So we need continuity to get them on board so they can carry Fiji forward in the international arena.
Bowling Fiji is also looking to expand the sport amongst people with disabilities. Tali Materkula, FPC Sports.
That's it from Sports Tonight. Lena joins you with weather later on, and in new media, a look at the latest Huawei foldable phone. That's coming up.
My name is Neha and I'm from Kadavi, and Mirchi FM, it's hot.
Mirchi FM, it's hot.
Lena joins us now with the latest in weather.
The weather was fine across Fiji today. The west saw sunshine, clear skies and moderate temperatures. Eastward from Pacific Harbour to Suva, aside from some very early morning showers, it was a mixture of cloud and sunshine. And up north, the clear sunny weather continued. At sea, south to southeast winds 15 to 20 knots and moderate to rough seas. Looking at the tides, the next high tide is at 8:01 tonight, followed by high tide at 2:19 tomorrow morning. Sunrise is at 6:03. For tomorrow, expect a mixture of sun and occasional scattered showers over the interior parts of the lighter islands and along the eastern shores. Tomorrow's temperatures will be moderate overnight and rise into the lower 30s tomorrow. Looking further on to Thursday, the same weather trend is expected to continue, and that's the weather, Jackie.
Thanks so much for that, Lena. In Fijian Pulse, we asked, what benefits would you like to see from the New Zealand Prime Minister's visit?
The New Zealand Prime Minister's visit, we can hope for provision for more scholarships for young women in Fiji.
I think this would empower women out there to show that we can rule, we are strong.
More employment opportunities for Fijians between the two countries.
I would like to see more scholarships being offered to Fijian students.
I hope there will be no visa to travel to New Zealand.
I would like to see more streamlined or easier ways for us to be able to apply for employment in New Zealand.
Recapping the main stories for tonight, New Zealand joins forces with Fiji in crime fight. Fijian hospitality makes Jacinta Ardens Day, and Farid's plea over charges deferred. Now for these stories and others, tune in daily to our sister radio station Gold FM. Our poll question this week we're asking, is Roy Krishna our best football player ever? Visit our FBC website to answer. And our shot of the day, New Zealand's Prime Minister Jacinta Ardens enjoying some kava during this morning's welcome ceremony. And you can send us newsworthy pictures and videos on email fbcnews@fbc.com.fj, via Facebook page FBC News, our Twitter page at FBC_news, or hashtag FBC News. That was your news for tonight. From the team and I, stay safe. Good night.
I'm Miri, I'm from Lotoka, and I love Gold FM because they play all my classic hits.
Gold FM, only the classic hits.